Bro.
Yo, Genshin Impact.
Yo, I finally got Mona, bro.
You got Mona, bro. I just got Kaching, bro. I've been going for this bitch forever. I finally got him. Finally.
Yo, I was trying to hit that standard better like 10 times, bro. She finally came home, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. This content kind of hard. Like, I need to get better characters or something.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, storyteller bad hard, bro. Yo, this game is fun as hell, man.
Oh, yeah, there is co-op, bro. We should do it, yeah.
Alright, bet. Yo, invite me to a party, bro. Invite me to a party.
Bro, I'm gonna send you the invite.
This honestly was the magic of Genshin Impact. And with that magic in the game, also comes the magic of pooling for characters. And if you want to magically save for pooling for characters, you might as well use LD Shop, a website where you can get your game's currency like Genshin Impact at an insane 15% off. It makes topping up much more affordable. Like in Genshin Impact, if you want to get Lauma, they have a bundle that lets you guarantee her. Like, it's so much cheaper, you can get a top of that's about $100 for literally $77. And it's super easy to use too. All you gotta do is head to the website using my link, which will also give you a 5% discount for up to $50. Click the game you want to top up for, enter your UID, click the pack that you want, follow through for checking out, and boom, your Genesis crystals are right there. It's super fast, really easy, and very convenient because it's cheaper than topping up in the game. It's also extremely reliable. A lot of people use it, and if it's your first time using it, you get a 15% discount. On top of that, if you spend $80, you get a free game pass that you can claim in the home page. It's free money. They also have other games like Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and Zone Zero, so you can pick whichever game that you want. Thank you, LD Shop, for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about this magic that Genshin Impact used to have. Whenever the game first came out, it really did feel like a magical experience and a magical game to dive into. The world was vast, even though it definitely was just a copy of Breath of the Wild with anime aesthetics and a gacha system. It worked out. And honestly, people didn't even care about that. The combat was interesting with the elemental system. The colors were popping. The characters were cute. Some of them were cool. It honestly was a game that you wanted to sink your time into because it was interesting and fun to play. Especially back in the day, and I know I said this in pretty much all my videos, but it was when COVID was happening. No one had nothing to do. Everybody was locked inside. So this gave people something to do. And with that, if you were someone like me, there was a lot of games that were announced back then that you were interested in. One of them being Blue Protocol. I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about the fact that Blue Protocol and Genshin Impact were essentially announced around the same time. And most people that I talked to at the time were just mainly excited for Blue Protocol. But Genshin Impact came out first. So they're like, you know what? I'm gonna play this game until Blue Protocol comes out. And then after playing the game, they're like, wow, this game honestly has like a good amount of polish. It's pretty solid. It's fun to play. And it's like a live service game, so it's not like you're necessarily going to always run out of content, or rather there will always be new content to do. So it's something that'll always at some point scratch that itch that you want to play an anime style game. And honestly, while you were playing Genshin Impact, there was still a lot of games that were being announced. Like Wuthering Waves was announced, even the Hoyoverse was announcing more games, but there wasn't really any game on the market that could have contested Genshin Impact that was out. All of them were just had announcements that honestly felt like they were fake because they were taking literally forever to come out. Like, I feel like even Ananta, even though it's somewhat more recently, it was still pretty far back in the day. It was announced back then and people saw the game. They're like, this is definitely a game that I would want to try. But it felt like a fair though, because they will only put like an update, like a trailer for the game out once a year or something like that, and like some dev talk online, and then no release date ever, an assumed release date that would always get changed. So it felt like that game was literally never coming out. And that's pretty much what I'm saying. You would lose interest in the other game and you would keep playing Genshin Impact because at the time, it's the only thing that there was. And even though it was the only thing that there was at the time, it was still a good game. It was fun to play. The story was nice. It has co-op. It has co-op. And it scratched that itch for people who wanted to farm daily, build their accounts, build their characters, feel like they're trying to work to attain something higher and always reach for something higher in their account or characters. So it was a really fun game to play, especially with gacha games that always come out. Whenever a gacha game comes out, at the start of the gacha game, first of all, they're giving you a shit ton of rewards, but second of all, they always start with a lot of content that you can sneak yourself into. Like, you can play the game for pretty much at least 20-40 hours without feeling like you're, even if you try to rush through the content, you still have a good 15, 20, 30 hours to play a lot of the content and just kind of immerse yourself into the world and get a feel of how the game is and feel like you're actually playing a real game. That's what Genshin Impact was.
Bro, I've been playing Zenless, Woowa, and the closed beta of Blue Protocol Starbenders, bro. And I'm telling you, man, you gotta try it.
Wait, those games actually came out? I thought that was fake.
Yeah, I didn't even know these games were coming out either, but they did.
I don't know, man. I finally just finished getting the talents for Mavwika, so I think I kind of want to get the talents for Siblali.
You gotta try it, bro. You gotta try at least one of them, man. This shit is crazy.
All right, I'll try one of them. I'll try one of them.
Yeah, so you still on Wuthering Waves, right?
Oh yeah, man. This is real fun. Just like you said, it's real fun, but I think I gotta go back to Genshin at least for a little bit because, you know, snodkrai that came out 6.0. I gotta see what's going on with that, bro.
Genshin? Bro, you don't know about the unwritten rule?
Wait, unwritten? What are you talking about?
Once you leave Genshin, you can't go back. It's not the same anymore. The magic is gone.
Can't go. What? What are you talking?
Like, bro, look.
This shit ancient now. This is BC, bro.
Yo, that shit look dusty as hell, bro. You really gonna play that? You really thought you could go back to Genshin Impact? Yo, this motherfucker, bro. Yo, you gonna have to get with the times.
You know what they say. Once you're black, there's no going back. Nah, but for real though, whenever you play another game like Wuthering Waves or ZR, just games that feel like they were made with, rather, I guess, modern day technology, it's really hard to go back to a game like Genshin Impact, especially whenever you sink a lot of time into that game. And it's not even just the rewards that the game gives you or the exploration mechanics that the game offers you for free. It's honestly just the core of the game. The core of Genshin Impact feels ancient. Whenever you're playing the game and you move around after you come back from another game, you literally feel like you have Rock Lee weights on. And then you go back to the other game, you feel like you drop them and you can move freely. The combat doesn't really feel like there's much evolution in it. Like, it feels like it's been the same since the beginning. And the way that they're trying to elevate the combat is by adding higher reactions like Lunar Bloom and Lunar Charge, which really does not help the core of the game, because the core of the gameplay it's starting to feel like it's falling behind the other games. Other games like Wuthering Waves and ZR are still keeping the core of the foundation that they've built for their combat and are elevating on top of it by making characters crazier, more fun, while still having the earlier characters still feel generally fun. And if I'm being honest, it's not like I'm even saying Genshin Impact is a horrible game and a game that you should just not play, because they still come out with content that seems very interesting. They're coming out with patches that seem very fun. They're coming out with content that no other game is doing, like the Roblox shit that they're putting in their game. That's cool. I want to play for that. But the biggest issue is whenever you see a patch like that, you're like, wow, this story looked like it's gonna be crazy. This event looked really nice. I gotta try it out. And then you boot up the game, you realize that you're pretty far behind, so you're like, all right, I gotta at least play the game a little bit. And as you're playing the game, going through the story, playing the combat, you feel like you got sand in not sand, cement in your shoes, stones in you rocks. You got weights in your shoes. You can't move. It's hard to move. You feel like you're literally in slow motion and it's hard to do literally anything. And that's the issue that I have, is that I want to play the game because the content that they're putting out sometimes does interest me. It does pique my interest. But then whenever I play the game, I immediately want to Alt F4 and turn that shit off because I can't move for shit. And especially if you're not playing consistently and getting all the characters that are coming out, your exploration mechanics are highly, highly limited. So it feels horrible, especially coming from a game like Wuthering Waves where they're allowing you to literally now fly absolutely everywhere. So yeah, this was just gonna be a super short thing because 6.0 with snodkrai seemed like it was shaping up to be something that was really cool and something that I really wanted to actually come back consistently to Genshin Impact to play. But then after booting it up again and moving for like 20 seconds, playing a little bit of the story, doing a little bit of the combat, I can't. I literally just can't. I need them to figure that shit out because I want to play the game and I'm struggling to play the game because of that. And I know I'm not the only person that feels this way. I feel like I'm trying to be very realistic because the game has a lot of fun things. That Roblox shit look crazy, bro. I want to play that League of Legends shit that they showed in that shit. But I don't want to just boot up Genshin Impact just to play specifically that. Because if that's the case, bro, I'm gonna just boot up League of Legends.